Okay, so elimination method. This is the last method. So we use elimination when both equations are written as ax plus by equals c, or you can see it as ax plus by plus c equals 0, and then you would move the c over to the other side. So it's always something x, something y equals a number. And these are the ones most commonly associated with word problems. So here are steps. So set up your two equations with numbers on one side and variables on the other. So you really want that something x, something y equals a number. Now this is the tricky part. One variable from each equation must be of equal value and opposite signs. Equal value, opposite signs. If you have to multiply an entire equation to meet both requirements, do so. And this is the bulk of the work in elimination, is figuring this out and making sure that this part is done well. So at this point, we'll move on to the first example and see what we mean. So here, we're looking at the coefficients of the variables. So x, we have coefficients of 2 and 1. So just put that 1 in there so we can visualize it. For y, we have coefficients of 3 and -2. We want those coefficients to be of equal value. So we want the coefficient, the number to match, and we want opposite signs. We want one of them to be positive and one of them to be negative. So here, what I recommend is you always look at the smallest coefficient for each variable. So I'm going to look at 1 and I'm going to look at 2. And I'm going to ask myself, well, is it easier for me to get from 1 to 2 to multiply, or is it easier for me to multiply to get from 2 to 3? Well, going from 1 to 2 is a lot easier. So that's what we're going to choose to do. We're going to go from 1 to 2, which means we will need to multiply by 2. So, oops, sorry. I'm actually going to erase this again. So this entire bottom equation is going to get multiplied by 2. So that will fix the equal value portion. Now to fix the opposite signs portion, we have to look at the signs of our x's. This one is positive, and this one is also positive, which means we'll also need to fix the signs. Since I'm already multiplying the bottom one, I'm going to continue multiplying the bottom one, and I'll multiply it by -2 instead, since that will fix the sign issue. And now I have to just do the math. So this is all going to get distributed. I'm multiplying the entire equation, and you're going to rewrite all of it. So here we'll get 2x plus 3y equals 13. I just rewrote the top one. And now for the bottom one, I have -2 times 1, we get -2x. -2 times -2, get positive 4y. And -2 times -4, we get positive 8. So now we've done that step. We have fixed everything that needed to be fixed. Now the third step, eliminate the variable by adding the equations vertically. So here, put a nice line, and all of these are going to get combined vertically. So I like using the word combined instead of added, since added tends to confuse some students. Since you get 2x and they're like, okay, well, we're doing 2x or we're doing 2x plus 2x. Well, you're essentially doing 2x plus minus 2x which is just 2x minus 2x. So you're going to use whatever sign is in front. So here, 13 and 8, well, those are both positive numbers. You're going to be adding them together. So here, our x's cancel out. They give us 0. We get 3y plus 4y gives us 7y. 13 plus 8, that gives us 21. So now we've done that third step, we've combined. So here this was step 2, this is step 3. Now step 4, isolate the variable. So now we're left with 7y equals 21. We need to isolate that variable and figure out what y is. So y is equal to 3. We've done step 4. Step 5. Plug in the solved variable to one of the original equations and solve. So we can either use the first one or the second one. It really doesn't matter. It's completely up to you. So I'm going to use the first one from before we altered it. So when it was just x minus 2y equals minus 4. You can use any one you want. The one after you multiply, before you multiply, really doesn't matter. So here we get x minus 6 equals minus 4. So we will be adding 6 to each side to get rid of that subtraction. And we get x equals 2. And then when I wrote these notes, I forgot the most important step is write the answer. So step 6, our answer. Put our x first, 2, put our y second, 3. So usually with elimination, you will be dealing with a word problem. So you'll just end up writing the answer in words instead of writing out a coordinate. And that is how you do systems of equations. Thanks so much and see you next time.